Australians are searching for detail about exactly how the proposed Indigenous Voice to Parliament and the Executive will work and exactly what its powers are going to be. However, unfortunately for many Australians, leading voice proponents either can't or won't give any detail. Case in point, Althony Albanese was interviewed on the project, and he was asked specifically about exactly how the voice would work and who would sit on the proposed voice. And he simply wouldn't give a straight answer. Either he didn't know the answer or he doesn't want to tell us. He doesn't want to be straight with Australians. I'll leave it to you to decide which is the case after you listen to what he says in this interview.
I want to just put some quick questions to you to see if you can, I suppose, clarify it for so many of us. How many people will there be sitting on the Voice to Parliament if it gets up?
Well, that would be determined by the Parliament, but there's been a review was given to the former government and considered by their Cabinet twice, by Tom Calma and Marcia Langton, and that talked about a group of around about 24 people.
Okay.
But that would be determined by the Parliament. So our Constitution determines the bigger principle, and like everything else, the Parliament will determine, and that will change over a period of time as well.
So here we can see that Althony Albanese either can't or won't tell us how many people will sit on the Voice or how that is to be determined. Now clearly the exact number could change over time. However, he should be able to articulate a clear mechanism to determine who will be on the Voice. He should have a clear plan for how it is going to operate. Rather, he's given us wishy-washy or vague answers about what's happened in some states or what might happen in the future. But he won't tell us what his views are. He won't tell us what he's going to put forward for how the Voice is going to operate. He won't articulate any clear detail. He's basically taking the trust me bro approach to politicking in this case. And he's basically just hoping that people won't dig deeper to try to work out exactly how the Voice is going to operate. Now, Hamish MacDonald here was clearly quite exacerbated. However, he followed up his question, searching for more detail.
I think, as you've acknowledged, people want to understand this, right? So I'm giving you the opportunity to give that clarity. How would people get onto the Voice? How would it be chosen?
They'd be elected, and that would be the consultation with Indigenous Australians themselves. So it might be, for example, South Australia has a Voice to Parliament. Already has been established this year. It might be that it's that Voice to Parliament elects people to the national voice structure. In Victoria at the moment, where you're sitting, there's an election at the moment of Indigenous people to their
PM, I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible with respect, Prime Minister.
So here we see again that Althony Albanese either can't or won't tell us detail about how the Voice is going to operate. Maybe he'll operate in this way, maybe in that way, he won't really tell us. Possibly he doesn't even really know or hasn't even really thought about it. It's one of the most vague, incomplete, incomprehensible answers that I've seen in some time. Althony Albanese is clearly either incompetent or is trying to obfuscate, and it doesn't bode well for the Voice. After all, why would you want to vote for a proposal that is to be determined in the future? Why would you vote on the policy of trust me, bro? Why would you vote on trusting a politician to make up a policy in the future? Why would you write a blank check to a politician? That doesn't strike me as a particularly sensible proposal. After all, if they really think that Australians are sensible enough and wise enough to be able to make a decision, maybe they should actually give us some detail rather than putting the wool over our eyes. And for that reason, many Australians are turning toward voting no.